Hello, Seagulls. Happy Thursday. I have just a couple of quick updates this week. First, regarding testing. Our positivity rates remain under 1%, and that is exactly where we want to be. Thank you. I think you're all aware that there are several more contagious variants of the COVID virus spreading in the United States today. And so it's very likely that we will have to increase the frequency of required COVID-19 testing at SU. The university's health team and the county health department are currently ironing out details on new testing protocols, and we will provide more information as soon as they determine the safest way to move forward. Thank you for continuing to wear masks, maintain social distance, wash hands, and isolate when necessary. Thank you also for following our testing protocols. All students and employees must have an SU-administered COVID-19 test within the previous 30 days in order to maintain access to campus. Please sign up now for your February tests. You'll see that we have added testing on Saturdays. On the vaccine front, not much has changed since last week. Nationwide, vaccine supply is very limited. But Campus Health will work with the Wicomico County Health Department to notify eligible SU community members based on state guidelines when appointments are available. Now, last week, our campus had the opportunity to ask questions about our COVID-19 efforts and other topics during several virtual events, including a quarterly SU town hall, which was co-hosted by our two student government groups and a staff senate town hall. I'd like to address several of the questions that came from those forums again. One question was about plans for SU's spring commencement. Based on what's still happening across our state and nation, the chances that we will return this semester to the type of massive indoor face-to-face ceremonies we knew before 2020 are slim. We're planning to have a virtual experience of some kind, but that's not to say there might not be an in-person component as well. Depending on guidance from the Governor's Office, Maryland Department of Health, the County Health Department, and other agencies, small face-to-face gatherings for individual departments and schools may be possible. An announcement will be made closer to May once we have a better idea of what can be done safely. Another question was why varsity athletics can practice and compete, but club teams or other organizations cannot. Under NCAA regulations, student athletes must follow very strict testing protocols, and they are monitored by the athletic training staff. A single positive test can send an entire team into isolation or quarantine for up to 2 weeks. Because NCAA requirements are universal, our staff ensures that student athletes coming to SU from other campuses have undergone the same rigorous testing. We've looked into allowing club teams and other groups to hold practices, intra-SU scrimmages, and other activities under the same protocols. The University Health Team is working with Student Affairs to provide guidance on how these clubs and organizations can operate as safely as possible. I know these activities are important to many students. We will keep working on how we can do things safely, and I join you in looking forward to the day that we can resume all of the activities that we most enjoy. Another question was about reports of violations of SU's COVID-19 policies, such as large gatherings involving students. The reporting form remains on our COVID-19 webpage. Please know that every complaint is taken seriously and investigated. But we often need more information in order to follow up. So while you may be more comfortable reporting anonymously, having even your name would be helpful in case we have to follow up with you. As always, we'll do our best to protect the identity of anyone who submits via that form. Finally, I'd like to again thank the organizers, speakers, and participants in last week's inaugural SU Anti-Racism Summit. The event included many different perspectives, and as moderator Jennifer Jewell pointed out, Anti-racism is an ongoing journey, not a destination. With that in mind, I've announced the President's 21-Day Anti-Racism Challenge, based on a similar challenge created by racial justice scholar Dr. Eddie Moore, Jr. I encourage you to check your SU email and sign up today to join me in the pledge to be an anti-racism advocate. Okay, at this time, I will take any questions you may have. Please, as always, send them via email to stayinformed@salisbury.edu. Eli, what are people asking about today?
Thanks, Dr. White. The first question is about double masking. I see that you have two with you today. Is that a new requirement to wear two masks at SU?
It is not a requirement. Dr. Fauci and the CDC recommend that people wear two masks because it helps to protect the mask wearer as well as everybody around us. But at this time, double masking is not a requirement at SU.
Thank you, Dr. White. And that's actually the only question for today.
Wow, okay. Well, I think that wraps up our briefing. Please join me again next week. And in the meantime, send any questions to stayinformed@salisbury.edu. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.